All right, let's dive in. Today, we are talking about building the absolute bedrock of your financial life, the emergency fund. And look, this isn't just about stashing away cash. It's about forging a shield that protects your dreams, your sanity, and your future from all the curveballs life is guaranteed to throw at you. First things first, let's get to the heart of the problem this thing actually solves.
And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It completely reframes the whole issue. See, getting into financial trouble usually isn't about being bad with money, it's a preparation problem. We're talking about things like losing your job, a surprise medical bill, your car suddenly dying. These things aren't a matter of if, they're a matter of when. And that right there is why an emergency fund isn't some nice-to-have luxury, it's non-negotiable.
So, what does that shock feel like in real life? Well, when you're caught off guard, a broken-down car isn't just an inconvenience, right? It's a full-blown crisis. It forces you into taking out a high-interest loan you'll be paying off forever. A medical bill isn't just a piece of paper. It's this massive weight of stress that affects your health, your family, everything. When you're unprepared, every surprise pushes you into a corner where you have to make bad decisions out of pure panic.
And this slide, it just lays it out so clearly. You've got two roads you can go down. On one side, you have the panic cycle. You're scrambling, you're racking up debt, you're feeling anxious, stressed, and totally dependent on your next paycheck. But on the other side, that's the feeling of power. You're in control. You have the freedom to choose. You can move with confidence and certainty. And here's the kicker. What separates these two worlds? It's not how much you earn, it's whether or not you have a financial buffer. That emergency fund is the bridge that takes you from the left column to the right. Okay, so that's the problem. Let's talk about the solution, your financial safety net. This is the tool that gives you that power, that control we were just talking about. It's that buffer between you and a financial train wreck. It's the thing that lets you sleep at night because you know you have a little bit of certainty in a world that is anything but.
All right, let's get super specific here. What exactly is an emergency fund? It is a separate, dedicated stash of cash, and its one and only job is to cover true, unexpected, essential expenses, the kinds of things that would normally force you into debt. This is not a vacation fund. It is not a new phone fund, and it is definitely not a, I had a bad day, so I deserve this fund. It is a survival fund, period. And to make it even clearer, let's look at what counts and what absolutely doesn't. An emergency is something that threatens your core survival, losing your income, a trip to the ER, your car breaking down so you literally can't get to work. What's not an emergency? A lifestyle choice. That incredible sale on a new phone? Nope. A last-minute trip with your friends? Sorry, not an emergency. Having the discipline to know the difference, that's what makes this whole thing work.
Okay, so this is probably the question on your mind right now, right? Once you're on board with why you need it, the next question is always, how much? How big does this financial shield actually need to be to do its job?
So, the rule of thumb you'll hear everywhere is the 3 to 6 month rule. And the logic here is really simple. You're not just saving for one flat tire, you are buying yourself time. Time to find a new job without taking the first terrible offer you get. Time to recover from an illness without worrying about the rent. 3 months is your minimum goal. 6 months is where you can really start to breathe easy. And hey, if your income is unpredictable, like if you're a freelancer, you might even shoot for more.
Okay, but let's make this super practical. Forget your total monthly income for a second. I want you to calculate only your bare-bones survival expenses. We're talking rent, food, utilities, transportation, the absolute essentials. If that number comes out to, say, $600 a month, then your first big goal is $1,800. That's your 3-month safety net. See how that works? All of a sudden, it's not some impossible dream. It's a clear, concrete number you can work towards.
All right, this is the part where the rubber meets the road. Knowing the what and the why is great, but it's totally useless without the how. So what we've got next is your step-by-step game plan. These are the exact moves you can make starting this very second to build your fund, even if you feel like you're starting from absolute zero. So here it is, 6 simple steps to get this done. First, just start small. Seriously, forget the big goal for a minute and just save $1. Getting the ball rolling is way more important than the amount. Step 2 is the secret weapon, automate it. Set up a tiny automatic transfer from your checking to your savings each week. You won't even feel it, and it builds the habit for you. Then, find one expense you can cut just for a while and send that money to savings. Every time you get unexpected cash, a bonus, a gift, it goes straight to the fund. Sell some stuff you don't use anymore. Your clutter is literally your security. And last, track it. Watching that number go up, even by a little, is the best motivation there is.
Okay, quick but crucial point. Where do you actually keep this cash? There are 3 rules. It has to be safe, it has to be accessible, and it has to be separate from your day-to-day money.
Its job isn't to make you rich. Its job is to be there. So a high-yield savings account is perfect. What you don't do is put it in the stock market where it could disappear overnight. And you definitely don't keep it in your main checking account where it's just way too easy to spend on a whim. Keep it safe, keep it separate.
Look, I know this can sound like a lot in theory, so let's talk about Sarah. She was stuck in that paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. One car repair sent her spiraling into high-interest debt. But then she started this exact plan. She set up an automatic transfer for just $10 a week. She cut one streaming service. After 8 months, she had her first $600, 1 month of expenses. Just over a year after that, she hit her $1,800 goal. Now, when life throws a wrench in her plans, Sarah doesn't freak out. She just calmly uses her fund. That is the transformation. It's totally possible.
And that brings us to the final, and honestly, the most important mindset shift you have to make. For so long, we've been taught to see saving as a sacrifice, as money we're losing, money we can't enjoy today. And that is just completely 100% wrong. You have to understand this. Every single dollar you put in this fund isn't money you're losing. It's money you are exchanging for something infinitely more valuable. You are buying freedom. Freedom from late-night anxiety attacks. Freedom from stressful phone calls. Freedom to make choices about your life because you want to, not because you're forced to.
Think about it this way. When you transfer that 10 or 20 bucks, you are sending a care package to your future self. You're saying, hey, I've got your back. Whatever happens, I'm going to make sure you're okay. You're buying yourself stability. You are purchasing your own peace of mind. And that feeling, that's a kind of wealth that money can't buy.
So let's bring it all home with this one question. The point isn't to magically have thousands of dollars by tomorrow. The point is to start right now, today. Forget the big scary goal and focus on the very first step. It's not about the amount, it's about the action. So, what's the first dollar you are going to save for your own freedom?